We're here at the House of Blues in Orlando, and getting ready for the Anthrax show tonight. So I'm here with Rob Caggiano. So thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
No worries at all.
So yeah, but well, now I know you guys were off last night, right? So you didn't have a show last night?
Yeah, we had a day off in Pensacola, Florida, at Jimmy Buffett's hotel in Margaritaville.
Oh, really?
It was awesome.
So did you guys celebrate Halloween, or did they do anything at the hotel for that, or?
There were a few ghosts walking around the lobby, but no, we didn't do anything like that. We just kind of had a mellow day on the beach, and it's like a private beach, so like there was no one.
Oh, nice.
It was really quiet. The hotel was really quiet, so
it's probably good because you were in the off season, so that helps.
Yeah,
a whole
very mellow right there, in that town right now. So
nice.
It was cool.
Nice. Well, what's been the most memorable moment on this tour for you guys so far?
Probably Kirk Hammett getting on stage with us in San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
At the Warfield. That was pretty epic.
Yeah, that is very.
Actually, even better than that, we were playing the song. I think it was the song "Among the Living," and I remember looking out into the crowd and I saw Kirk in the mosh pit right in front of me. That was the most memorable moment. That was completely out of left field. Like we didn't expect that at all.
Right. It's probably one of those. You probably did a double take. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, like it's funny. I was watching all the people's, all the kids' reactions in the crowd, trying to figure out, is that really Kirk Hammett? They're all scratching their heads, like, what is going on? And like, I'm looking at him, I'm just cracking up laughing.
That's awesome.
It was very, very cool. Yeah, Kirk rules, man.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Oh, very good. That's a great story. That is.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, that's true. Well, congratulations on the band's 30th anniversary. I mean, that's a huge milestone. I think most bands are lucky to hit, the 10-year mark, much less, 30.
The 2-year mark, really.
Right. What do you think has been the key to Anthrax's success to make it through, 3 decades?
That's a good question. I think perseverance is one of the big reasons. I also think another really important reason why this band has been around for so long, it's simply Anthrax has always been a band to push the boundaries musically, and the band always kept things interesting from record to record, and it never stagnated. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I know a lot of people agree with me, but I think that's a really important thing. Anthrax always had the balls to try different shit. You know what I mean? And that really means a lot. Back. Obviously, I wasn't in the band at the time, but back when the whole thrash movement started, I mean, those 4 bands. I mean, there were also other bands around them too, pushing the envelope as well. But that movement, that style of music didn't exist before that. It became its own entity, and the fact that we're able to still do shows like the Big 4 shows, and the fact that we're able to sell out this place tonight, and it's just. It's the real deal. Is basically what I'm saying.
Right. So. Well, playing what you feel, and not what is dictated by the trend at the time or whatever. You've got to play what you feel, deep down, and not what some record company's telling you to play.
Absolutely. There's so many bands, and it's not just with heavy metal. It's with every genre of music. There's so many bands and artists that come out, and they're just kind of like clones of other things that are out there, and that doesn't really have any lasting power. There's no longevity in that. You might have a hit or two or some success and buzz, but if you're not doing anything, if you don't have your own voice and you're not really saying something like genuinely, like real, what's the point?
Right.
You know what I mean? People see through that shit sooner or later.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I mean, I think if you've got a band, it's better to say somebody sounds like Anthrax as opposed to Anthrax sounds like somebody else.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's. Because we've been asked this question, a lot, about, thrash metal and I forget how these people were wording it. When we were doing the Big 4 shows backstage, doing press, someone asked me, what do I think separates all these, like, the 4 bands musically? And I mean, I think it's obvious. Like the 4 bands, yes, you could call it thrash metal, but each one of Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, all these bands have their own voice and their own sound. And they don't sound anything like each other.
Right.
You know, and that says a lot. And that's the reason why it is what it is.
That's true, because I mean, I know that you've played probably plenty of festivals where there are 5 bands before you. It's like you can't tell who's who, because they all kind of sound really similar. It's like, well, who is that? Which one is who? You know?
Yeah, you know, I could talk for days about this. I'm a record producer too, so so I could really go off on a tangent here, but someone asked me years ago. They used the band U2 as an example. If you listen to a U2 song and without Bono's vocal, would you still know it's U2?
Probably. Well,
I absolutely would.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, because they have their own sound.
Yeah.
Same with Van Halen or AC/DC. Like, it's the band even without the singer.
Mm-hmm.
Today, it's like you could put on 5 new metal records for me without the vocalist. It's the same record.
Right.
You can't tell anything apart. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I really wanted to. Well, we attempted to do, and I really think we succeeded with the new Anthrax record.
Mm-hmm.
Giving it its own identity and its own sound and energy and life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was going to ask you actually, if for someone, if you were trying to describe, the worship music CD to someone who hasn't heard it, how would you describe it to someone? I mean,
it's Anthrax.
Yeah.
It's an easy answer.
That's good.
It's Anthrax.
Yeah.
It sounds like Anthrax, and I think Joey Belladonna coming back to the band is, he really reinvigorated, the band, and there's so much energy, and we're having fun on stage again, and it's a really good vibe.
Yeah.
And he sounds great on the record. He's singing better now than he ever sounded.
That's
in my opinion. I think we all feel the same way, even him.
That's good. Well, I know it's this album. I mean, it's been I think 8 years since the last studio album. I mean, I was just wondering if there was ever any point where you all had a thought like, is it going to happen? Is this album actually going to?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, there was a point. We started recording worship music in 2007. Everything went belly up about, I think, a little under a year later, and we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't even know if the band was going to go on. We didn't have a singer.
Right.
The record was like almost done. Everything was on ice, and we're all just kind of scratching our heads. It was a dark time, but I always say everything happens for a reason, and I think this band needed to go through that craziness to get to where we are now, because this is a really good place where we're at right now. So
awesome.
it was worth the wait, I think.
Well, and it goes back to the whole perseverance and just that's what
exactly.
it's all about.
Exactly.
I think you guys proved it there.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
You have to be a certain type of person to do this for a living, and it's like the music business is getting harder and harder and harder. These young up and coming bands, I mean, they're definitely up against some crazy stuff because it's not easy.
Right.
It's not getting easy.
Right.
It's getting harder. So you
true.
need to really love what you do, and we all love what we do.
It definitely shows. So
Cool.
I'm glad. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tonight. So my first time seeing Anthrax live. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Hopefully not your last.
No, it won't. I can guarantee it. Scott and Charlie both have recipes in the Mashed Potatoes cookbook. Do you have a recipe?
No.
Are you a cook like everybody else? It seems.
I'm not a cook, but
No.
I'm a professional eater.
Hey, well, that goes back to Halloween. I mean, not Halloween. Thanksgiving's around the corner. So what's the typical? What's Thanksgiving like? Where at your house?
Well, my mom cooks big bird.
Yeah.
And the usual stuffing, cranberry sauce. She usually cooks enough for about 30 people, even though there's under 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely I'd say the one holiday where you gain a little weight.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, those 2 holidays.
That's,
Killer.
yeah. and I know you're going to be home, I'm sure, Thanksgiving based on the schedule. And then Christmas time, are you guys also back at home for Christmas? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. We go to Japan and Jakarta, but we're back a little under a week from Christmas, before Christmas.
So it's a real short, like Japan type thing.
Better start shopping now.
Yeah, that's true. And then after that tour wraps up, after the holidays, and after you get back from Japan and everything, what's next, I guess? What's up for, 2012 for Anthrax?
More touring.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing really solid in the books right now. But obviously, our agent, they're sorting stuff out. I think the plan is to take most of January off and just kind of take it easy.
Yeah.
After the holidays, and after that, we're just going to go out again. Obviously, we got to hit overseas. We got to do Europe. We got to do the UK, and hopefully go back down to South America, Australia, even. So yeah, and we're going to take this everywhere.
Yeah. Nice. And then what about your side project, the Damn Things? Is anything going on with that once the Anthrax stuff wraps up, or?
Well, we did our cycle. The Damn Thing. Like we finished out our record cycle. We did, a lot of touring, and it was great. It was a great experience.
You guys were with Volbeat, right? Is that who you guys opened for?
We did a tour with Volbeat, yeah.
Okay, because
we played here actually.
Yeah, I was actually at the show, so okay, yeah. That's a great tour too. I mean,
it was
you
awesome.
guys and Volbeat.
Yeah, I love. Volbeat's my new favorite band. They rule.
They're awesome.
Great guys too. So the Damn Things right now is just kind of, it's on a shelf for a little while, but
sure.
I think we all want to do it again, and when the timing's right, and I'm sure we will.
Cool.
It's a really fun band, really fun. It's just cool because it's so different from Anthrax for me.
You need that. You kind of need a different, outlet. So it's something different for you.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I've never understood bands that do side projects that sound so much like their primary band. I'm like, what's the point? It's not really a side project.
Exactly. Like we didn't want it to sound like any of our other bands. That was the whole point. Just like you said.
Yeah. And lastly, what message do you have for the Anthrax fans?
Wow. Well, if you're an Anthrax fan, hopefully you have the new record, Worship Music. If you don't, pick it up immediately. You will not be disappointed. And I hope to see you guys out there in the pit, like Kirk Hammett was.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And see you out there. Thank you so much.